Hi, I'm Matt from HockeyReviews.ca, and this is the Warrior RF1 mass snapshot review. So, just to show you what comes in the box, or I guess bag, you get this helmet bag, which is vented at the bottom, fits in there, and it comes with dangler, which is always nice. You don't have to buy that on top of it. It comes with a mask. So, the helmet itself, so this is Warrior's very first dive into goalie mask, and it kind of came out of nowhere in my opinion, but anyways, so here's the mask. It's an interesting shape. It's definitely unique. It definitely tapers down at the chin, and this, like, I found this piece looking very unique, just how like tight that part is right there. This is not a review of usage and not a review of protection. I'm just going over what's on it because I think it's interesting that Warrior has got into this game. So yeah, I'm just going over what's actually in it, how the foams feel, stuff like that. One thing I really like about it is that the cage does come with these plastic protectors on it. So I think CCM and Bauer have been doing that recently. So it's down here, wraps around there, right there, and up here. So that's kind of where all the points of impact would be. That way it won't damage the shell or the paint as much with that little plastic on there to give it a little bit of dampening. I'm a huge fan of that. Just, it's a nice detail to help hopefully protect the mask a bit more. As you can see, the shape, round holes. I kind of wish they did triangles or something just to be different than everyone else, but round's probably easier to drill than a triangle. So that's kind of that. So before we jump into the back, we're going to look at the actual back plate. I don't know what this is made up of. It's pretty soft and bendy, as you can see. The interesting part about the back plate, though, is that it doesn't have the harness through it, right? So the connection points are done like this. So they're a sewn piece of nylon, the band right there, so it won't go through. You can pull it out the other way pretty easily. I don't know if that will fit through, but you can just take off these the buckles and you would be fine. And you can also adjust it. I think that's for the actual harness, so you can make it a harness if you wanted to right there, or you can adjust it in and out if that's what you wanted to do. Interesting that they are doing this. In the actual documentation for this, it says do not put stickers or paint on it, and yet this without the harness is perfect for stickers and paint, because then you have a more open canvas right there. So that's kind of interesting. This gives you a good look at the foams too, which I think I'll go back to that in a second. So onto the helmet itself. So I think there's two models. There's a senior and then this one, which is the F1. I think the seniors are SR. I can't remember if there's more than that, so sorry. This one is the carbon. There might be three, but anyways, this one's the carbon fiber version. It is Minimus Carbon G1200. So they use that on their sticks. That's kind of what they're taught for player sticks and goalie sticks. It started at Minimus Carbon 1000, and then the goalie ones were G1000. Now it's G1200. So it's supposedly everyone's a little bit lighter with a different weave. You can see the weave in it. The weave is pretty small, which hopefully this is on camera, which I was pretty surprised about. I thought it would have been like a thicker, like wider weave, but this one is a smaller weave. And I'm not going to talk about properties of the carbon, if it's protective or not. One thing I think is interesting, though, is that you can see how the shell tapers inwards over here. So it's not like straight down, it does come in, which I think is a pretty unique shape. It is also very stiff. Like very little flex at all. It's extremely stiff throughout. So yep, that's what it is. Again, I'm not talking about if that's protective or not. I don't know enough about it, and I don't know the testing for it. So you do have this Polygiene sweatband, which just connects through Velcro right through there, and you can see the padding, how it just kind of stops a bit right there too. But at the same time, you can see, let's get this away, the yellow padding in there, which is, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it is a different density than the other ones. It feels a bit harder. I think we've seen this in their player helmets, but I don't totally remember for sure. But anyways, I wanted to point that out. So we'll move to the rest of the foams, I guess, really quick. So you do have a dual type of foam system here. So you have the outer one, which is this. You can see kind of how soft it is right there. It is pretty soft. It's not Bauer Pour-On soft. I don't think it's as soft as a new foam in CCMs either. but it's like you can see the density there. And then the black one feels just like the black foam behind, which is right here, feels just like Rubitech. So it feels what's like in my ProTech Sport, so nothing special there. Warrior is calling this their X foam and Impacts foam. So yeah, this isn't an uncomfortable mask, but it's not like, it doesn't blow me away. And I guess we can show this off the back plate too. So this is like the Rubitex, feels like Rubitex, like it's on my ProTech Sport, and this is their Impact foam. I'm guessing it is, and it's okay. It's just not amazing. It's not like super comfy like the Bauer and even the newer CCM ones. I think a nicer foam package in this. But again, I'm not talking about protection or anything. It's just how it felt on my head. You do have this chin cup as well, which has a nice, like, it feels like faux leather wrapped around it. It's nice and thick. I like this style because I found that when a mask gets hit, this kind of pops off. But this is nice and thick, so I hope it holds a bit better. I do wish this was the other way around though. So this was the sticky part, that was the soft part. Because if you ever like dip your chin down, it can get caught up on jerseys, and mine has ripped up jerseys a couple times for that. So I wish that was the other way, but it's kind of a small thing. I think that's about it for this mask. Again, I'm not using it. Oh, I guess I can talk about sight lines a little bit. They're okay. When I put this on, this helmet actually fits me pretty well. If I was looking through here most of the time, and then this one never really bothered me that much, not nearly as much as the Bauer profile one does, so that's good in that sense. But yeah, it's not a bad, like, I think it's an interesting take on a new product in the market. I'm happy that Warrior is doing it. I wouldn't mind testing it, but I'm not going to jump out and pay $1,000 myself to try this out. I have, like I said, I'm pretty happy with the mask I have. And this is not quite as comfortable as the Bauer one I put on. And again, not as quite as comfortable as the Axis one either. But it's interesting that's on the market, and I'm glad to see another fit option too, because the most important part is actually a helmet that fits you. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Remember to subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links in the description. And if you ever do buy a piece of gear or want me to review a piece of gear, reach out to your manufacturer, let them know. Helps me get on the radar, so hopefully one day I can test this stuff out instead of just talking about the tech like this. So thanks very much for watching, and take it easy.